What's cooking, boys? This is what I watched in July. So yeah. So I started the month with The Last Days of American Crime, and it was trash. That's really all I gotta say about that. Then I saw Athlete A. Kind of had a slow burn feel at the beginning, but really paid off at the end, and it's insane just how much sexual harassment goes on in Olympic underage gymnastics. And I really think you guys should watch it. It's actually really informative. Then I saw Eric Andre's Legalize Everything. I thought it was pretty funny. Not as funny as the Eric Andre show, but still pretty good. A little too random for me though, I gotta be honest. Then I saw Lakeith Stanfield's Sorry to Bother You. I thought it was really good. I loved how bizarre it was, and just the voice acting in it and everything about it was just perfect. Perfectly weird, and Armie Hammer's in it, so you really can't go wrong with this one. Then I rewatched Bohemian Rhapsody. Not as good as I remembered it. I mean, it just felt a lot slower and just not as enjoyable, but I still kind of liked it, mostly for the music, and Rami Malek, so it was alright. Then I saw American Honey. I actually really liked it. I liked how it had the different kind of cinematic ratio. Shia LaBeouf is awesome in this one. It's just a really great story, and it kind of felt like I was following like the really weird random people from Walmart on this road trip across like just hick towns and just selling door to door. All in all, I really liked it. Then I saw Friday Night Lights, which I guess was the inspiration for the show. Imagine a film that takes place in the South that revolves around a town that is obsessed with their high school football team. Like, imagine that in your head, what you think the film would go down as, and the film is exactly like that. Nothing really surprising happens, and that's really all I gotta say. It was pretty boring. Then I saw Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. I thought it was fucking brilliant. Everything about this film just feels like a masterpiece. Every character and every line just really feels right. I like the fact that it has an intermission. It's 3.5 hours long, but the fighting is great. Everything about it is great. Great ending. Just a great story overall. Highly recommend it. Then I saw Harmony Korine's Gummo. I liked it. I felt like it was really weird. There's random bits where there's just random stuff that happens in between scenes. I like the little kid in this film, and I like who he hangs out with, some random like teenager. Everything about it was really nice. And I love the setting. Weirdly had a coming of age feel to it, even though the story doesn't really progress to do anything. I just liked it. I don't know. Then I saw Charlie Chaplin's The Kid. I thought it was really great. It's solid. I didn't really expect a lot because I've never really seen a full Charlie Chaplin film. So I thought it would just be like slapstick humor with not a crazy story going on. But I was actually really surprised at just how good the story was. I mean, it was only 60 minutes long, and it had this great story of a father adopting a random child that he is forced to take care of. And I thought it was amazing. Really great. Then I watched Meantime, which basically I felt like really captured the dull and boring aspects of poverty, especially in the UK, and it weirdly felt like home to me. I just loved it. Then I saw Trash Humpers, which you guys obviously know, most American film. I liked it. A lot of just bizarreness goes on, but I really liked watching it. It kind of felt like a cursed film, but in a way that I kind of found enjoyable. Although there are times where it can get a little dull, I thought it was alright. Then I watched the HBO original Bad Education. Unbelievably good. Someone described this as Fargo occurring in a school board, and I thought that was the perfect description of this. And I love Hugh Jackman and the rest of the cast. Everyone in here was just perfect. Then I saw My Life as a Zucchini. Weirdly had a Tim Burton type feel to it with the animation because it's stop motion, but I loved it. I think it was solid. It was short. Had some great messages about friendship. And it kind of made me feel like a little kid almost. After that, I watched Achi and Shepark. Love this film. The story is just so out there and so different and original. It feels like something straight out of an anime, but of course, it's an anime movie. But it really captures this world of a dystopian type future kind of, and it really plays with it. There's some great humor in here, some great soundtrack music. It doesn't take itself super seriously, but that's what I really love about the film. And yeah, honestly, I can't recommend it enough. I think I'm actually going to make a video about this just to go more in depth because I love this film and I have to rewatch it. Then I watched An Evening with Beverly Lifling. I feel like there's a weird subcategory on Netflix for indie comedies with Aubrey Plaza. Like, you could probably find in the double-digit amount of films that fall under that category. I think this is a great example. I thought it was funny. laugh out loud funny. I feel like Craig Robinson is probably one of the weirdest characters I've ever seen him as in this one. And yeah, I just liked it. Then I watched A Man Escaped. I was really surprised at how on edge it kept me with just the sound of the film alone. There were shots where the camera would just focus on the main character and you were just listening for sounds, wondering if he was in the clear or not, and I just really love that. And just the way you're not sure if he's gonna make it out on time or make it out at all out of the prison. That's just something I really liked about the film. Then I saw Three Colors Blue, part of the Three Colors series. I kind of had high expectations, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard a lot about this film, and I gotta be honest, my expectations weren't fully met, but I do have to acknowledge how great it really conveys certain stuff. Like, I love how it really conveys like sorrow and just that feeling you have when you're just down in the dumps and you feel like you have no one. I really felt that when watching this. I felt like I was alone with her, and the colors and some of the writing, like, it's really poetic, you know. But I just felt like there were times where it sort of lagged a little bit. I get that it's supposed to be about being lonely and being by yourself, and having no one is supposed to be boring. So you're supposed to feel that way when you watch it. But there were just times where I just kept checking my watch, and I don't know. But I do look forward to watching Three Colors White and Red. So yeah, I thought it was all right. I thought it was a pretty solid start to the series. Then I watched Hulu original Palm Springs. I thought it was amazing. You know, I'm sure you guys have already seen it. But I just thought it was a great twist on the Groundhog Day concept, and really just a fun time and really funny too. Then I saw Happiness, another comedy that was more on the bizarre side. I really liked it. You know, it kind of felt like a greener grass version of Shortcuts, and I just loved it. You know, everyone has their own issues, and it follows a couple groups of people dealing with their own like dark issues, and it's just some really dark comedy that's bizarre and a little surreal. But I just loved it. It's just funny. I don't know, a little satirical, I think, too. Also disturbing though, but something about it that I just love. Then I saw another Kurosawa movie, Ikiru. I'm gonna say professional now. Ikiru. something like that. Great story. You know, it kind of felt like Kurosawa's version of It's a Wonderful Life, but it's not Christmas time. You know, kind of felt like that, and really just made me reflect on my life personally, and just how I've spent my life so far, and how valuable life is, you know? So yeah, if you're not feeling like you're valuing your life, you should probably watch this film. It's pretty nice. Then I saw Tokyo Drifter. It was pretty solid. I thought it had some great action and some great music and some pretty beautiful cinematography. I just think there's some weird random cuts in this film that don't make sense. Like, it'll cut in the middle of a conversation or right at like the beginning of an action sequence. It really didn't make sense in certain parts. It felt like a really rough cut. I don't know. When I try to look past that, I really did enjoy the film. After I saw Tokyo Drifter, I watched The Long Good Friday. I love this way more. It's kind of the same story. A gang member tries to get out of the gang and turn over a new leaf and become something that's not quite him, but become a better person. And this one kind of had a little bit of a rough beginning because I wasn't really sure where it was going or like who was even the main character. But it makes up for it in the end, and it all makes sense in the end. Some great writing, and, you know, just some great suspense. You know, by the end of the film, you're not really sure what's gonna happen, and some brilliant acting by the lead role. It was insane, honestly. Then I saw some of Jackie Chan's first couple of movies made, Spiritual Kung Fu and Half a Loaf of Kung Fu. Kind of close to the same film, not gonna lie. I really love Jackie Chan's style of Kung Fu when he fights. It's like, it feels weirdly more impressive than other types of Kung Fu that I've seen, and comical, you know, something about it. It's like funny, but it also feels intense, and you know that it's him doing all these crazy stunts and jumps, and yeah, you know, I think they're really fun, like slapstick movies. Then I saw The Daytrippers, which was a surprisingly good film, kind of like a road trip type film, just in the middle of New York, that takes place over one day, and just a bunch of crazy stuff happens in one day. With some great writing. The dude from Wolverine Origins, the Claw dude, he's in this film, and I don't like him, but when I saw him in this film, I thought he was insane, one of my favorite characters in the film, and yeah. Then I saw Camera Person, which is just a compilation of a bunch of different documentary extra scenes that were filmed by a documentary camera person. I thought it was weirdly really poetic, and I felt like I learned so much about this camera person just through watching her films. And I learned so much about not only her, but her family too. I felt like it weirdly got mesmerizing, and all the different stories that she had in her film were just really great. And yeah. Then I saw Where Is My Friend's House. I think this is one of the first Arabic films I've ever seen, but I loved it. Not that really, Arabic films are better or worse, but I really liked it. This film really made me feel like I was a child again. Something about the way it conveys this little kid who has to find his friend's house. That's the entire premise of the story. It's really simple, but something about the way he is just conveyed and the way he's looked down upon by all these adults, something about it just made me feel like a child, and I loved it. I felt like a little kid watching this film, and I was glued to the screen, watching him run back and forth. It was awesome. It was awesome. I can't wait to watch it again. Then I saw The Monster. It was trash. It's a trash A24 film, They don't come that often, but they do come. Then I saw The Face of Another. It's insane how good the writing is in this film. The concept is beautiful. It's executed amazingly. I just love the look of the bandaged face as he goes around walking with the bandages on his face. Something about it I love. You can tell this dude is just disconnected from regular reality and society, and once he gets the mask made and kind of becomes the mask, something about that, it's something that I haven't seen in any other film really executed that well, and I'm definitely gonna be watching again because it became an instant favorite for me. Then I saw Kurosawa's High and Low. I kind of like this one a little bit more than Ikiru, just because of how on the edge of my seat I felt, wanting to find out if the kid was gonna be captured safely from the ransom situation, and just kind of the messages that it had about poverty and like the top 1% sort of, and it really puts the pressure on the CEO character, and you really feel for him when he has to make certain decisions when he's negotiating with the kidnapper. Then I saw, I think it's pronounced L'Argent. Yeah. This film is basically about the effects that a counterfeit bill can have on someone, which, if you know what's going on in our country right now, the US of A, obviously a counterfeit bill can do a lot. This film, though, while I was excited for it in the beginning, I felt like it sort of went dull somewhere in the middle, and then by the end it already had me lost. Not lost like confused, but just not as interested. So by the time I got to the end and things came to a close, I wasn't really as interested, so I didn't care as much what was going to happen at the end. But the ending just didn't feel super satisfying. It was alright. Then I saw Mel Gibson's Apocalypto. I saw this a way long time ago when I was younger, but watching it again now, it was really surprising just how great the pacing is in this one, and it feels weirdly historically accurate. I know it's probably totally not historically accurate, but it felt like accurate enough for me to not question it, which is something that I don't feel goes on a lot in historic movies now. So I really appreciated that. And the fighting in this film is just great, and I love the cinematography too, and the script, even though it's kind of in a foreign Incan type language. The script was really great. I loved it. I thought it was really great. I just couldn't stop watching it, honestly. Then I saw John Travolta and Gotti. Trash. Yeah, just not good, dog. Pitbull's in the soundtrack. Travolta's weird as Gotti. It doesn't feel right. Most of the acting doesn't feel right. It's long and boring, and that's it. Then I watched Jean-Claude Van Damme in Hard Target and Deathhorn. Hard Target was really great. It's kind of like the classic 80s ridiculous action film. Just stupid, crazy stunts that don't even make sense. And just a weird villain that just wants total chaos for no reason, And I liked it because I just love Jean-Claude Van Damme and his ridiculousness, and I thought it was great. And then in Deathhorn, where he's in a jail and has to do investigative work, I thought it was great. It was even better than Hard Target. The way he navigates around the jail and tries to create relationships and get leads is stupidly funny, The characters that he runs into the jail I thought were weirdly attention grabbing too, and some great action in here, and it's Jean-Claude Van Damme, you can't go wrong. Then I saw Moonlight. I rewatched Moonlight for the first time since I think it came out, and it's just, if you guys haven't seen Moonlight, you can't be lacking anymore. You know, it's on Netflix. There's no way. You can't be caught lacking having not seen Moonlight, you know? So go watch Moonlight. What are you doing? It's perfect cinematography, soundtrack, acting, pacing, everything about it is just straight up beautiful, dog. It's really just like a piece of art come to life, you know what I'm saying? A painting come to life, really. And just, it says a lot about life and the way that just anyone can transform as they grow, you know? And that's just something I really enjoyed watching. And just watching these hardships on this person, I mean, seeing them become the person who they are at the end is just, it feels like a wild, fun ride, and I love everything about it. So yeah, you know, that's what I saw in July, and I want to know what you boys saw, you know? Put a random movie in there, or, I don't know. Tell me what you saw. And yeah, hopefully you boys see some even cooler stuff in August. And remember, I love you.